lets me stay.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hi, I was singing the Cafe Anyway song. A lady lets me stay at Cafe Anyway. That's
Mike's Daily Podcast.
That's sort of the start of the song, but now it's not because I've moved on, and now we're singing about life. Episode 2158. Nice. How did this show get to 2158? That's amazing. You're gotta be telling me things that are crazy, and that is, it's almost my birthday. It's my birthday tomorrow.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I'm gonna be 52. That's exciting, isn't it? 52?
Mike's
Wow.
Daily
52-year-olds
Podcast.
walking around the planet.
Yeah.
Going, hey, I just got told by my doctor that I gotta lose weight or she's gonna put me on Lipitor. That's a bunch of bunk. I ain't gonna play that game. Don't you put me on no Lipitor. But Mike, I'm 45 and I'm on Lipitor because I live in Alabama and all the doctors are required to put you on Lipitor when you turn 45. No, actually I wasn't even 40 yet and the doctor wanted to put me on Lipitor. Yeah. In Alabama. Yeah. Madison. Yeah. Oh, I just did a commercial for a tech company. Something like a NVIDIA or something, and they were based out of Madison, Alabama. Get that. I got some friends that live in Madison. They never listen to the show, so I won't do them a shout out. But I tell you, I got some friends in Madison, and I bet you that they make way more money than I do, and they are living in a very inexpensive area to live. And that might be because it's Republican over there. And they don't believe in high taxes. And they don't believe in that kind of thing. So maybe we should give all these...
And here's today's podcast picture.
Wacko conspiracy theorists a chance to plead their case. Well, I saw a bird laying on top of a ballot box. And I think it relieved itself. So all of those votes are null and void, and they were all for Biden. Oh, that's what I'm telling you now. Because I'm Scottish all of a sudden, or Irish or something. I think it's Irish. What is the podcast picture today, Mike, you might be asking? Or maybe not. Maybe you don't care. But that's all right. I'll tell you. What, Basil? What? I miss you too, buddy. Oh, I miss you something awful, especially as my birthday's almost here, and I got my first birthday without my Basil. It's rough. It sucks when you're a dog owner and you lose your dog and you say it's rough because it's funny. Rough. But, humor, right? Gotta laugh once in a while. Laugh though your heart is... Oh, smile. Is it smile? Though your heart is breaking. Smile. Where the heck did this show go? Oh, yeah. My lovely lady friend today went on a nice hike, and I couldn't because I was busy with stuff. But Live Oak Trail is where she went on a nice walk in Castro Valley, Podcastro Valley, I should say, where this show broadcasts from Cafe Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. And she went on this lovely hike, and she took a nice picture of the sunset, and she's looking out over towards Lake Chabot. See that picture at mikesdailypodcast.com. Episode 2158, 2158. Okay, I gotta just unload right now, if you don't mind. I'm just gonna unload. Okay. I mean no disrespect to any of my coworkers. What's he gonna say next? I'm going to say this. I'm being slightly overworked. I don't think this is anyone's intention to do this to me, but there's only so much Mike can do. Mike is a fast worker. Mike can do stuff. He's worked in radio over 30 years. He can do stuff rather quickly in the world of radio, production and whatnot. But let's just say the circumstances yesterday were awful. Now I don't know I don't really think I can blame them, and I won't blame them, but let's just say no one could help me. Not even coworkers could help me. I don't know if that's my own fault. I don't know if that's just people not wanting to help or couldn't help in some way, but it just wasn't enough to help Mike. And Mike was like at his last rope. I was out of rope. I had no more rope left. I was flying through the air with nothing. I ended up leaving work last night after 11, much to the chagrin of my lovely lady friend, who says to me, "You need boundaries." And it's not just because, she wants to spend more time with me, which she does. Who wouldn't want to spend time with their loved one? They have a lovely lady or man friend or binary, non-binary, whatever friend. And just a lovely friend. And you want to spend time with them, and you can't because situations at work aren't conducive to letting you go because there's more work to be done. And no one's doing the work because of several things. Now, I won't go into any further than that. It's just that you've probably been in that situation where you could have help if you taught people certain things, but then you've got to teach them. And at that hour, when you just want to get out of there, you don't have time to teach them. You just want to get out. And then no one can help you. And it's all right. Enough of my grumbling. But here's the other thing my lovely lady friend says. You have to put up boundaries because your doctor said so. You're stressing out too much. And not only does your doctor want to put you on Lipitor, but you ain't spending enough time exercising and walking like I'm walking right now outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Ooh, what a cool, brisk night. Beautiful sunset, beautiful stars in the sky, somewhere in Podcaster Valley today. And you're not spending enough time on stuff that takes away your stress. So you are in a bad trajectory, is basically what she was saying. Both my lovely lady friend and my doctor was saying this. So all of this I have to take into account. That and the stressful, weird world. We got a curfew now in the Bay Area, which I don't really care. I don't like to stay out past 10 o'clock anyway. Although I was out past 10 o'clock last night because of work. But because I work in the communications industry, I am an essential person because I got to bring the communications and, in case the government's got to send us an emergency message of some sort, I got to be available to transmit that message. So I have to help that and allow that to happen. So, hold on, I'm listening for an emergency message from the government right now. No emergency message from the government right now. But all that to say that I spent too much time with work, and it's got to stop because I'm burning the candle at both ends. Oh, Freddie, you're burning the candle at both ends. Yes, but it makes such a beautiful glow. Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm quoting that movie I was talking about last podcast. Yeah. Speaking of the government, all right, so our good friend Rudy Giuliani, talking about burning the candle at both ends. That guy is on a mission. Okay, so certain people in this world, they shine when they're on a mission. And when Rudy Giuliani, when his city got attacked in 2001, he shined because he was doing everything he could to keep the city together after this horrible, historic attack. And he did everything he could, and he shone brightly. Now, he is trying to help his friend and trying to help his party that he loves so much, and doing it so much that he is sweating hair dye down the side of his face. He is leaking hair dye, as you saw, and he is giving us conspiracy theories on top of 90 minutes of conspiracy theories the other day. And I listened to a good chunk of it because I listen to conservative talk radio, and I'll quote Larry Elder so you don't have to. He says I listen to NBC hee-haw or whatever he calls it, so that you don't have to. Or I watch CNN so that you don't have to. But here's the thing. I was listening to that it wasn't Larry, but it was somebody else, and they were just going through bit by bit everything that Giuliani was saying, and the woman that is also claiming she's got multiple cases of people at ballot places that did illegal things. So this would not have even been an issue had Trump won. Would you have even heard 1 minute of this? Biden and Kamala would have just said, I'm not going to call her Harris. I'm going to call her Kamala. It's a beautiful name. And Joe, all right, so Joe and Kamala they lose and they just leave. You know it. Okay, maybe there'd be some Democrat lawyers doing this and that. Can you imagine if they did what the Republicans would say? You're being un-American. You're being just like Al Gore in 2000. That was a different situation. That was like over a matter of 100 votes. A state that would decide the election a matter of just like under 1,000 votes. This is way over 1,000 votes in each of the states, from what I've read. Trump just cannot have the word loser attached to him anywhere. He can't live with that. And the people, the enablers, like Giuliani, say, I will do everything in my power. I will pull out every stop that I know, and I will keep you in power, my friend, because I am your friend. I am faithful to the end, and this is my cause. This is my mission in life. He's made it his mission, and it is when will it dawn on him? It won't. It's just going to continue. He's always been prone to conspiracy theories, so you know. And the older we get, a little nuts get a little looser, little screws and whatnot. Everything doesn't hold in place like it used to. And upstairs in the brain house, the brain house starts to fall apart. And we start believing all kinds of crazy, wacko stuff. All right. And I am Mike Matthews, and I did not go crazy political with the impeachment. I mostly ignored that. I mostly ignored a lot of the Trump stuff. I didn't talk too much about the dossier or any of that other stuff. That was the conspiratorial stuff on the left side. And I just left it alone. But you know what? At this point, it's gotten so apparent to me. But what do I know? Okay, so the White House, meanwhile, on an interesting note, let's talk about something interesting that even I can get behind with the White House. That is, Melania Trump has announced a Noguchi sculpture has been added to the White House, to the Rose Garden. Isamu Noguchi was a Japanese-American artist and landscape architect whose artistic career spanned 6 decades from the 20s onward. Known for his sculpture and public artworks, he also designed stage sets for various Martha Graham productions. Martha Graham. You know who Martha Graham is, don't you? Sure. She was an American modern dancer and choreographer. The Graham technique is named after her style that reshaped American dance and is still taught worldwide. She taught dance for over 70 years. She died in 1991. Okay. Anyway, Cafe Anyway. I have this article to read you. Something exciting. Okay, so this is funny. God, I need more light here outside of Cafe Anyway. It's too dark and my eyes are shut. I'm at that age now where I start to have to strain my eyes to read stuff, and it gives me a headache, and I hate that. Okay, Cafe Anyway. I have got this article here that I pulled out of a newspaper that was written for senior citizens. This is funny because it talks about how you can Track down your long-lost friends online. Hey, senior citizen friend of mine, do you want to be a stalker? Here's how you do it. Thanks to the internet, this article says, tracking down long-lost friends from many years ago is relatively easy to do, and in most cases, it won't cost you a cent. Here are some tips and online tools to help you get started. Remembering the details. Before you begin your search, a good first step is to jot down any information you can remember or find out about people you're trying to locate. Things like their full name, their maiden name, their married name, their age, their birth date, last known address or phone number, old email address, name. This is in a senior citizen newspaper. Knowing details can help you turn up clues while you search. You can also use this thing, this is what it says here, social media. Search engines. After you compile your information, a good place to start your search is at social media sites. What could the social media sites be? It actually has to print them out because senior citizens don't know. You can use Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and search engines like Google and Yahoo. Do you remember Yahoo? Wow. I use Bing, as I've told you many times before, because they have points. I gave them a plug. Now I'll give them a slug. They don't seem to give me points all the time. Like I'll do searching and I'll be like, hey, where are my points? When using search engines, type in the name of the person you're searching for. For example, John Smith. Oh, and put it in quotation marks. Interesting. You can narrow your search by adding other criteria like their nickname or middle name, the city or state they may live in, or even their occupation. You can also use people's search sites like Anywho.com. Oh, I didn't know this one. Intellius.com or Whitepages.com. Because many people share the same name, these sites will also supply details to help identify the right person, perhaps including their age. Hey, you know what? I just now remembered that this article is ridiculous, but also that Freddie Mercury, he met a guy he liked a lot and had a connection with, ended up being his partner for the rest of his life. He met in the mid-'80s, and by the early 90s he had passed away, but this partner that he had, this like long-term partner he had for the last part of his life, he met while doing one of his parties, according to the movie. And then all he had was his name, because he said, my name is so-and-so. And then Freddie looked through the white pages to try and find him, but there were a lot of people with the same name. And he finally found him. Happy ending. Phrasing, but there you go. There's also niche finding sites, it says here. Classmates.com. Oh my gosh, I know somebody who spent all this money on Classmates.com just to find me. And then because we had run in cross country together. And then he found me on Facebook. Like that's doesn't cost anything except for your data. They harvest your data. You no longer own your data. Your data is no longer yours. Oh, and you're also being influenced by the Russians. Conspiracy theory? Oh. Who knows? Well, anyway, Cafe Anyway, there you go. Just thought I'd read that. This, just to give you some other ideas, what the Senior Citizen newspaper was also talking about. Here's some ideas to fight boredom. Are we bored yet? Here's some ideas. Step outside. Even though it's cold outside, wrap up and go outdoors anyway. Grab your camera. Set up still shots around your house. A fabric background on a table or shelf, a few small statues or trinkets, and a lamp for lighting. And you might discover you have a real eye for photography. You can also use your phone. Did you know that? Cameras are on phones now. Wow. Or read a new author. Learn to watercolor. Take a free online course. Watch zoo cams. Those are fun. As of this writing, most states are seeing big increases in coronavirus levels, even states that were stable with relatively low rates even a few weeks ago. We seniors are, unfortunately, in the high-risk group because of our age, even if we don't have health concerns. And as of this writing, the U.S. has more active cases of the coronavirus than any other country in the world, including India. It has 4 times the population, but half the deaths we do. It's everywhere, and we can't let down our guard. So stay home, stay safe, and look for new things to occupy yourself. Done with that article. It's gone. I've thrown it out. Oh, my favorite new show right now is the IT Crowd, or the IT Crowd. It was on the air, I think, from the late 2000s, or O's as I like to call them, to the early 2010s, or 10s as I like to call them, and it was funny. And there's a guy who talks like this, kind of like Robin Leach, but a nerdy Robin Leach, and he makes me laugh. His name is Moss. All right, I just thought I'd share with that, but hey, look who's here outside the cafe anyway. Hi, Matt, it's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How you doing?
It's a Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Stop telling everybody that Giuliani is some kind of wacko conspiracy theorist.
All right. Can I say that he's a great hair dye modeler?
Okay.
It's freedom of speech. You know, we do have freedom of speech, but we do have to adhere to rules, even with all of our freedom of speech freedoms. Like, you can't incite a riot.
Okay, why are you bringing that up?
Freedom of speech. We say freedom of speech all the time, but we actually have, if you look at the Constitution, or is it the Articles? The freedom, what's the one? The freedom of speech. Is it the one? The first one.
Wow.
Is the, look who else is here.
Hello, Mike. I make delicious root beer. Have some right now. Oh, boy.
Yes, I will have some of the wonderful root beer that you have. First Amendment.
Yeah, why did you just scream that? You got Tourette's?
No, but I'll drink this wonderful root beer, thank you. I'll even put a straw on it, and delicious. What kind is that?
That's my eggnog root beer. Drink it or I'll cut you.
I just did, and yes, that's not a good idea. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley. Listen, help out your coworkers. It's a hard, stressful time of year. It's a hard, stressful world we live in. Everyone needs a little extra help, and do that for everyone, no matter what the age. Your wonderful senior friends, your wonderful younger friends, your wonderful friends that are just turning 52 tomorrow. By the way, speaking of tomorrow, you can catch my wonderful show on kkdv.com. There's a link at mikesdailypodcast.com. And now it's A-Frame taking us out of the show.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Mike is awesome.